Hi there, my name's Claire, but you can call me Claire, and this is Claire Reads. Welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be talking about books I want to reread. In my last video, I talked about how I am completely the type of person to just reread my favorites over and over again instead of branching out, and while I am branching out this month with a TBR of completely new reads, I just wanted to gush about the books I do want to reread, and maybe that could like help get it out of my system a little bit, or like plan for a future TBR. So this is my list of books I want to reread. Yes! The first series I want to reread is the Ugly series by Scott Westerfeld. I remember being obsessed with this series in maybe 7th grade and early high school. This is my original copy that I got at, oh, there's a hair on it. This is my original copy that I got at the Scholastic Book Fair at my middle school, and as you can see, it is very battered. There's tape because the cover broke off, and then also I used to write my name in all my books because I didn't want anyone to steal them. And look at my derpy little handwriting. When did this even come out? That's what I want to know. This originally came out in 2005, so I was 9 when this came out. Holy crap. For those of you who don't know, this series follows the story of our main character, Tally Youngblood, as she navigates this fantasy world in which everyone is born ugly, and when you're 16 you get a surgery that turns you pretty and you get to go live in a special town where all the pretty people live. But as usual, everything is not as it seems, and it's up to Tally to uncover the secrets that the government is hiding. And I really connected with this series when I was younger, and I just want to give it another try. I've been trying to reread series I really enjoyed when I was younger to see if I have the same feelings about them, and in most cases I haven't. If you would be interested in hearing more about my thoughts about old series like the Wings series or even Twilight, I've been also thinking about giving that a reread because we all know my feelings probably will change. Let me know if you want to see that in a future video. And so this series has 4 books. So we have Uglies, and we have Pretties, we have Specials, and we have Extras. And to be completely honest with you, I don't know if I ever finished Extras, so this might be like, you know, reading the end might be new for me because I honestly don't remember anything about this book besides the fact that it's a new character that's separate from the original like cast of characters in the first 3. I don't know. Scott Westerfeld, I gave you lots of money. Actually, no, let's clarify. My mom gave you a lot of money. I love the Scholastic Book Fair. Did anybody else like live for the Scholastic Book Fair every year? Because I was always the kid that had a full list of things to buy, and I would beg my mom for the money to go get books, and I'd be that kid who waltzes up to like the little table where like the moms are running like a cash register that's not really a cash register, it's just like that little box, and I'd plop down like 12 books and be like, here you go, thanks, love you, and everyone else would just get like 1 book or buy like a fun pencil case. And then I'd read all those books in like a month because that is the type of kid I was. The next series I want to reread is the Darker Shades of Magic series by V.E. Schwab. This was my first V.E. Schwab read actually, and I first read this series 2 or 3 summers ago, and I honestly can say that this series is what revived my interest in reading after college. I went through a period in college where I was only reading for school and not reading for pleasure or for fun. I would pick up a book here and there, but I was never into it. It took me months to finish one book, and this really revived my love for fantasy and storytelling. The series basically takes place in a world where there are 4 parallel Londons, and each one has different levels of magic, and there are certain characters that can pass through the different parallel universes, and that's all I'm gonna say about it. It's really good. I've only read it once though, and I feel like I'm due for a reread. It's time. I need, like, you know, just like that binge. I just need to binge read it. I need a binge read fantasy session with my gal V.E. Schwab. You know, sometimes you just need that in your life. It is a trilogy, so we have A Darker Shade of Magic, we have A Gathering of Shadows, and we have the big chonker, A Conjuring of Light. This took me, the first time I read this, it took me like almost a month to read, but that's a lot for me for a book. I usually can read a book in a few days, so this took me a long time to read, but it was really good. I think the first book, if I remember correctly, my original feelings about this, the first book was my favorite, but I do like the way that you get to explore the worlds a little bit more in the other two. But yeah, the first one's just real good. I mean, they're all good. I really want to reread them. Hence why we're here. Stepping away from the series trend so far in this video, the next book that I want to reread is Anna Karenina by Leo Tolstoy. For me, this book was a turning point for me in terms of reading and literary comprehension, literary criticism, and learning in English class and literature class. This book taught me how to critically analyze text. This was the first time reading this book was the first time I actually understood what literary criticism is. And it was like one of those light bulb moments. I just felt like the heavens opened and the angels were singing beautiful words down onto me. And the world made sense. I know that sounds so dramatic, but this is the book that was like the turning point in my reading life. It made me understand and appreciate classics so much more. And if we just give this a little turn, she is thick. This is a big book. It's so big. I want to say it's like 900 pages. Oh, actually, this edition, this is the Barnes & Noble Classics edition. This one is 754 pages. But let me tell you, it is so good. Basically, there's a few storylines in this book, but all I really need to know is that it's a big old Russian drama, and it's basically like watching a TV show in your head. There's explorations of marriage and family and love and lust, but also religion and just the meaning of life. I remember loving this book so much. I've only fully read it once, and that was that one time in high school. I read snippets throughout college, but I haven't given it a full reread, and I think I want to dedicate 1 month this year just to read this because I remember enjoying it so much, and I just want that feeling again. And I just want to hold it. Fair warning though, Tolstoy is the floweriest of the flowery when it comes to writing. He will spend a page just describing the weather. You have been warned. If you're not into that, do not pick this up. Maybe you need some Hemingway. Maybe you just need something a little bit more, you know, bare bones. This is not that. Like, the majority of this is probably just descriptions of the weather, but I love it. It's so good. It makes me so happy. So the next series I want to reread is The Last Magician series by Lisa Maxwell. I first read this last year around this time in the January-February month range, and I just love this so much. This is a historical fantasy, and there's time travel, there's romance, there's thievery, and it's basically about a girl named Esta who's tasked with stealing artifacts in order to save magic from the bad guys, who in this case are called the Order. And New York City is such a iconic place, but it also can, you know, get tiresome and overdone in stories because it's so commonly used. Victoria Schwab always says, like, she picked London for Darker Shades of Magic because it's so overused that it's like the perfect thing to use and as a setting. And I felt like this was a great new take on the city. Maybe that's not the right words. It's a new old take. So it's nice to see New York in 100 years in the past. It's really, really cool, and did really enjoy this. The second book in the series is this big chunk and hunk. It's called The Devil's Thief. And if I'm being completely honest with you, I like The Last Magician better than The Devil's Thief, but I want to reread it to confirm my thoughts. And the other reason I want to reread this is because supposedly the third book in this series is going to come out later this year. So I might save this for the end of the summer, so come fall, when the third book comes out, I will be ready. I'll have all of the facts fresh in my head, and I can just, you know, relive my Esta and Hart shipping fantasies. The next book I want to reread is Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. I first read this right when it came out, almost 2 years ago, and now that the second book is out, I need to refresh my memory before I get the second book. I'm the type of person that just I need to refresh. Like, I do that with books, I do that with TV shows. My boyfriend is mad at me right now because he wants to watch the final season of The Good Place with me, but I want to rewatch the first 3 seasons. It's fine. Everything's fine. The story follows the main character Zelie as she goes on a quest to basically save magic from a monarchy that is hell-bent on destroying it. And I think that's a simple enough explanation. This book is so rich in detail and culture and history, and it's really beautiful. And I remember there being a big old cliffhanger, and I really want to know what happens next. So, but first we must refresh our brains. This isn't even like one book or one series I want to read. This is just an author I want to reread. I just want to reread all of Laini Taylor's stuff because I just love that woman so much. I love her writing so much. She is the type of writer that I aspire to be, and her storytelling is so intricate and everything weaves together with beautiful prose, and I just want to cry beautiful, beautiful tears of joy when I read her writing. So in Laini Taylor's repertoire, I would love to reread the Strange the Dreamer series, which is about a guy named Laszlo as he journeys to find the lost city of Weep. This is the type of series that benefits you more from not knowing anything about it going into it. It makes it so much more enjoyable just going in blind. Go in blind. It's so good. It's worth it. Trust me. The second book is really good too, and I really hope she comes out with a third book, but I'm not 100% sure if she will. We might have to wait a long time. This is a great series. And then also by Laini Taylor, I really want to reread the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy, which I actually don't have hard copies of. I think maybe I want to buy myself the trilogy in hard copy to have because I love that series so much. That was my summer last year, basically encompassed around those books. The Daughter of Smoke and Bone series, it's about a girl named Karu and how she... I'm gonna be so vague. This book is about a mysterious girl named Karu who lives in Prague, and she has a very interesting life. She studies in the real world, the human world, but has some non-human friends. And the plot takes off when mysterious handprints start appearing on doorways all over the world. And I'm gonna leave it at that, and she might meet a man. Yeah. Those are all the books that I want to reread. And in total, I just listed 16 books for you that I want to reread. Oh my gosh. Will I reread all of these books this year? No clue. Hopefully, but I also really want to get to some new stuff I haven't touched. But, you know, just gushing about all of these for the last little bit did make me feel a bit better. But it also made me really want to reread these a lot more. So let me know down below what book you're hoping to reread this year, and I hope you have a great day and that you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe if you are new, and I'm assuming you're new because I have a new channel and everybody is new, so welcome! We're friends now, yay! Thank you for watching. Bye!